You are listening to Chapter 1 Lesson 6 of Form 3 African History. Cameroon General Education. Narrated by Wacheseh Academy. The Berlin West African Conference 1884-85. This was an international conference on colonialism held in the city of Berlin between November 1884 to February 1885, summoned by the German Chancellor Otto von Bismarck and French Prime Minister Jules Ferry. It was attended by major powers like Britain, France, Germany, Spain, etc., but Africans were not represented. Decisions taken in the conference were signed in February 1885 as the Berlin Act. This act laid down modalities for acquiring colonies in Africa, settled disputes arising from the scramble, and defined responsibilities of colonial powers. Objectives of the conference: to describe the terms for the further acquisition of African territories, to formulate rules for the effective occupation of the African coast, to formulate rules to promote freedom of trade in the Niger and Congo basin, to formulate rules to promote freedom of navigation in the Niger and Congo basin, to guarantee free access into the interior of Africa for traders, missionaries, and other agents of all countries by occupying powers of the territory, to see how legitimate trade could be promoted and slave trade suppressed, to encourage European powers to spread their morals and material benefits of European civilization. Major decisions taken. The principle of notification. European powers who wish to acquire territories in Africa must notify the other powers. All claims of African territories must be backed by effective occupation. Freedom of navigation in the Congo and Niger basin. Freedom of trade in the Congo and Niger basin. Occupying power should guarantee free access into the interior of Africa to traders, missionaries, explorers, and other colonial agents. Each European power was to encouraging legitimate trade and suppress the slave trade. The material and moral benefits of European civilization should be extended to the Africans. Any occupation of African territory should be from the coast to the interior. Hinterland theory. Congo was given to King Leopold and named Congo Free State. The conference confirmed the existing colonial possessions secured before the conference. How far did the conference achieve its objectives? Achievement. The effective occupation brought discipline among the European scramblers, and there was the peaceful partition of African without any major war. It achieved the abolition of the slave trade and many inhuman practices in Africa. European countries prompted their civilization to Africa. European built schools that educated the Africans, built hospitals that cured diseases, changed the eating and lifestyle of Africans. The policy of effective occupation led to the establishment of plantations, trading centers, missionary activities, roads, houses, administrative units. European powers started penetration from the coast to the interior. This made many territories have a coastline. It made Europeans define their spheres of influence, bringing an end to unlimited spheres of influence. It helped to solve the Anglo-German rivalry over Cameroon as Britain accepted German claims over Cameroon. Colonies that had already been secured during the conference were recognized. It ported cooperation among European scramblers and prevented alliance between the Africans and the Europeans against other European powers. It promoted their civilization in Africa. Failures. Failed to guarantee freedom of trade and navigation in the Niger and Congo basin. Congo was given to King Leopold as a Congo Free State, but King Leopold treated the Congo as his private plantation. Nobody was free there. The effective occupation was limited to the African coast, ignoring the interior, which could provoke conflicts. The error had to be corrected at the Brussels conference. Failed to guarantee the hinterland theory, because not all penetration started from the coast to the interior. This led to landlocked countries. Free access to the interior for all Europeans and missionaries was not respected by the occupying powers because they established a monopoly in their territories and restricted access into the interior. Failed to promote all aspects of European civilization for the development of Africa, such as the introduction of European technology, opening of manufacturing industries. Effects of the Berlin Conference. Positive. Prevented European powers from going to war over African territories, which could have led to great loss. Formation of modern African states by reconciling and joining many tribes, for example, Yorubas, Ibos, Hausa, Fulani to form the modern state of Nigeria. Promotion of the moral and material benefits of the European civilization to the Africans. The construction of schools which reduced illiteracy, hospitals that cured many diseases, construction of communication lines, roads, etc. The promotion of Christianity reduced paganism and caused a decline in witchcraft, human sacrifice, idols worshipping, killing of twins, etc. Promotion of legitimate trade replacing the slave trade, which had caused untold misery to Africans. The promotion of European trade in the interior made Africans engaged in trade with Europeans, and that led to the emergence of a wealthy African trading class. It led to the establishment of European firms, plantations, administrative units in order to effectively occupy the territory, which created jobs for the Africans. It facilitated European exploitation of the interior of Africa, making important discoveries likely minerals, plants, animals, etc. Negative. It approved the scramble for Africa and laid down rules, which made the Africans lose their independence and sovereignty. It made European powers assemble many ethnic groups, creating national states, which promoted the growth of regionalism and tribalism in modern African states. It led to the partition of Africa. The promotion of European civilization destroyed the African culture and tradition. Promotion of trade in the interior suppresses the middleman monopoly. European traders flooded their goods in the territory and discouraged Africans from producing their own goods, thus making the Africans heavily dependent on Europeans. Promotion from the coast to the interior encouraged European use of African territories as dumping ground for their unwanted people, especially criminals.